Hey, welcome back, y'all. Um, Jokes, I'm so happy to have you with us on time tonight.
Always a pleasure to be here on time.
It's beautiful. Is everything okay? You all right?
I'm good. It would have been nice to be here a little bit earlier, but got caught behind an accident that pretty much traffic did not move. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I was asking if you're all right. You weren't
I
in the accident.
I wasn't in the accident,
You just were
Right.
stuck
Held up by the
behind the
accident.
accident.
unfortunately.
Got it. Okay. Well, time to leave all that behind you, buddy.
Yep.
So much behind you. You have a job to do. I'm not sure if you
Yes,
remember how
sir.
to do it.
I don't know. I think I can
It's been a
figure
while,
out how to do some things.
my man. Jokes will get our beacons link up for you so you can follow us around the world. And Sin, you got a job to do.
Yeah, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, Alex Lee, Alice Mbe, and Kermit Ferguson. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
It's an absolute fact. We most certainly do. If you can spare the dollars, please go support us over on Patreon. Greatly appreciate it. For those of you on Patreon right now, our Lonely Snacks Movie Club discussion for the movie Upgrade is there.
Mm.
It is live. It is available. No one else is gonna get it till next Monday.
But you can
Um,
go enjoy that thing right now.
I encourage you. I encourage you to. I encourage you. Myself and Sin, Coop and Frosty. We had a discussion.
Yeah, it was interesting how that went.
We had a
How
discussion.
it started compared to when we kind of came to it
Yeah,
at the end. Yeah.
yeah. Um, you know, on that note, since I almost said since we're talking, but since I brought it up,
Hmm.
how this works, I guess. Have you ever had a movie or a show that you really like, and then like when you go back to it, it just isn't like anywhere near as good as what you remembered it being. Like
I'm 100%. I have probably a few of those in the bag somewhere. I'm sure.
you have a couple of anime votes that sit like that. I'm sure
I'm sure if we're going back and doing anime vote, and watching and loving it when I was little, they go back and watch again. Like, why did I like this so much?
it's a good question. When we think about the things that we're fans of, because we talk so often about just being geeks and being fans of a thing for since we were kids, or whatever it is, whatever it is that happens to your eyes, to your thoughts, whatever, that something that you just know you tuned in every week, you had to be there, do or die, no matter what, or it was your favorite movie, whatever, you watched it over and over again till the VHS tape pop, bro, like.
Hmm.
And then you watch it now and you're like, bro,
Mm.
What is this?
this is trash. Like, I'm not sure exactly what the thing is that flips. You
I
know what
think
I
just
mean?
life. I think just maybe just life experience and just witnessing things and growing up and having a deeper look into things, something like that. And then when you
I
watch
don't
it,
know.
you don't have that.
I just think it's just
All that
you
stuff is.
getting. I just think it's you getting better vision to be like, you know what, that looks good. That doesn't. Like as a younger, I feel like you don't necessarily always have that. Necessarily, if you enjoy it, you enjoy
But
it.
when you say looks good, what do you mean? Do you mean just, are you talking about in terms of like, oh, like the special effects used to, like, they were fine, but now
Type of
you watch Power Rangers and you're like, there's no way.
that's garbage.
Yeah. Like, is that what you talking about, like special effects specifically or
kind of
something
like,
like that?
kind of like that. But then at the same time, the way something is shot, like we can sit and watch something and be like when we watched matter of fact, when we did movie club for Face Off, You know, watch it now, and I'm like, oh damn, I can see the wires that pulled my man back when he got shot off with the shotgun. It's like that type
Well,
of
all
stuff.
right. So here's what, you know what, I will say this: there is what I think is the only real downside, like slash detriment, to having our screen resolutions get so much better than they used to be. See, because part of that is that when you watch a movie that's that old, you're talking about movies that existed when the best we had was 480i, bro. You know
True.
what I mean? You were watching on a CRT
Mm-hmm.
television that had nowhere near the clarity that you
Clarity and the
have now.
fidelity.
And so, like, when you watch something that was really constructed and put together then, like, now you look at it and you look at, like, the way they did effects, and you're like, clearly that dude's face is plastic. Clearly that blood isn't real.
Mhm.
Clearly that, you know what I mean? And, like, you can see things that, you know, like, that is definitely a model house, bro. They crushed the house, you know what I mean, and set it on, and it doesn't hold up, not necessarily because it doesn't hold up within the context of the film, or honestly even in the way that it's shot,
Mm-hmm.
but in the difference in clarity. When you were watching that movie on a CRT in 480, you could not see the string.
Valid.
Watching it in 4K, bro,
Clear as day. The string is there.
so many string-a-lings, bro. String-a-lings, bro. Like, you know, I know, like, on that note, like, I have definitely watched tons of kung fu flicks and stuff like that, where, like, most of the stuff that I really like in terms of that, those kinds of movies, I don't
Mm-hmm.
usually really like ones that have a lot of string work.
The string
I
work. Yeah.
prefer ones that have a lot of great fight choreography but don't really have a lot of string work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a couple, you know, that are favorites, right? Jet Li, Tai Chi Masters is like
Mm-hmm.
up there, up there. It's a little too long as a movie anyway, and I always knew that, but it was good enough that I would suffer through it
Mm-hmm.
being too long. But try to watch that joint now.
Oh,
It
it's
is
got
not a,
ooh,
bruh. There
ooh.
is fishing line, and, like, they don't even look like, bro. They look like cable lines, bro. Like, they look like cable television, cable wires these people are strung up on, and it's like, it it breaks the illusion. And now the way that they do a lot of that stuff, you can't tell it's bad. If you look at an older TV show or older movie that had very early computer graphics in it,
Mm-hmm.
you look at it and you go, man, I don't remember it feeling like it looked this bad. That's because it didn't. And it didn't because your TV was trash by compare. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
necessarily that you are. So now you sit down to try to show somebody a movie they have never seen that came out pre 2000, and the only thing you have to watch it on is a 4K TV because they're so synonymous.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're everywhere. When that person sits down to watch it, their suspension of disbelief destroyed.
Out the window.
Like, it's just, you can forget it in a lot of cases with that kind of stuff because the amount of detail we can see is so much higher
Yeah.
than, you know what I mean, than what we used to get, and that does in effect ruin a lot of things. And so I remember going through the whole, like, oh, this has been like remastered for DVD and then
Mm-hmm.
remastered for HD and now remastered for 4K. And it's like, yeah, you can do that and you can show movies in those resolutions because they were shot in ways that were designed to be shown on screen so big that, yeah, you can scale them down, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
to 4K because they were designed to be on screens way bigger than the screen you have in, you know what I mean, in your house. But when you do that, you almost need to go back and do what they do with video games and quote unquote remaster it,
Master.
right? Like, go in and, yeah, nah, somebody got to go take that string out of there, bro. Somebody,
Yeah.
somebody got to
Somebody
go.
put that magic
Somebody,
eraser on there. We gotta get rid of that.
yeah, it's I think it, in a lot of ways, even though people seem to hate what was done when the Star Wars movies were quote unquote redone and re-released, and they added in computer graphics and they added in stuff like that. I think what a lot of people don't realize is that resolutions continued to get better, and if you watch the old ones, they don't look good, and the effects don't look good. And what, you know what I mean? So like, it might have been a necessary evil for those movies to be able to stick around and for new generations to actually see them and care and enjoy them. You know, like, I don't honestly think that that really has a lot to do with why you look at a movie now and you're just like, this is bad. Because sometimes it's just like, dog, this show doesn't make any sense. And, you know, and as kids, maybe we just didn't care.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that plays a lot into it too. Just
I
not
think
really,
it
not really
does.
following the story, not really following what's going on. You're just seeing cool action and explosions and stuff like that, and you just liked it, thought it was cool. Then you go back and watch
G.I.
it years
Joe,
later,
bro.
you're like, yeah,
Here's
this.
the good guys. Here's the bad guys. I
That's
don't know
it.
if we really need any more than that.
Shoot red and blue lasers at each other, and nobody gets hit.
Nope. That's
Bro, I'm not even gonna hold you. I will stand on the mountain until I can't that G1 Transformers is better than Beast Wars. However, I will concede, bro, that if you go back and you watch like the first season of Transformers, that joint is all over the place, bro. It's all over the place.
yeah,
It's
that
still
may
way
be.
cooler and it makes more sense, but it don't really make a lot of sense. There's a lot of stuff happening, bro. I don't know. And you know, like, as a kid, I didn't even have to think about this is gonna sound so dumb. I didn't have to think about the fact that Transformers are magic. But they are. Sin, fix your face. Sin, fix your face. You gonna try to tell me Transformers aren't magic?
I mean, you can go ahead and explain if you want, but okay.
Bro, what do you mean? They recite magical spells.
No,
Autobot
dog,
strip.
listen, dog, look. You can do any amount of math you want, okay? All right? There is no way that a robot taller than a skyscraper transforms into a gun that could fit in your hand. What kind of shrinky dinks, dog? You gonna tell me? What's up, Alfonso? We talked last week about how I'm like, what's up, Zay? I absolutely have to have this Soundwave transformer. I need to.
Right.
You gonna tell me this robot that is taller than buildings transforms into a Walkman, bruh? A single cassette player, bruh.
I just see it as advanced alien
In the
technology.
palm of
That's
your
it.
hand, and you can put your headphones on.
And you can hold like literally the weight of it. You would think with the size of it, like at least be
Like I
weighted
said,
to the point that you can't pick it up.
I just call it advanced alien technology. I'm just leaving it at that.
Transformers are magic. In this, listen, look, you call it science if you want to. That's what they call it on Asgard, dog.
That's what. Well, look, when you first said it, that's what I was thinking in the back of my mind. I was like, if we're going with the MCU version of it, okay, I get that.
It's not. Transformers shrink. Like, there's just no two ways about it. It don't even really. Alfonso said Transformers are magical. True that. Like, it doesn't even really make sense that a robot that big transforms into a car.
Yeah.
You know, like
A
that
normal
you can
size
fit
car
in.
that you get in the past.
Yeah.
Bro, Astro Train.
Matter of fact.
Hey, dog. Hey, look, that game literally popped up at the exact same time.
I was literally just getting ready to say that. What's up, Lugo? Astro Train fit those robots in him, a bunch of them, enough that they fought inside of that joint before they kicked Megatron out and he became Galvatron. Like, Transformers are magic. And as a kid, I didn't care. I didn't even think about it. It didn't matter to me. I want you to. I'd like think about it. I would take Soundwave, the robot, hold him in my hand. As a child, I'm not that big of a guy as it is. I would hold that robot in my hand as a child and transform him into a cassette player that was then a real size cassette player. You know what I'm saying? Like in my hand. Meanwhile, a bigger robot than him as Optimus Prime, I would transform into a tractor trailer that still also fit into my hand. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a toy that transforms into something that is the same size as the real thing in real life. They're magic. You know what I mean? And I didn't care. And then you put it in Michael Bay's hands. Real talk, dog. I'm sure it came up at some point in my life before this happened.
Mm-hmm.
But when they made Transformers real, live action, I had to discuss it. Candace said they're more than me. I duh. And you right. That's right, Coach. I'm just saying, like, I didn't even really have to think about it until like 15 years ago. Actually, a little longer than that. That first Transformers movie is like 20 years old now.
It is crazy enough. That John crazy enough to think. Yeah, hold up, let me.
Right? I mean, yeah. I mean,
don't talk to me,
I didn't
criminal.
even care until then.
Yeah.
So,
oh man, that John came out my graduation year from high school. 2007.
oof. That hurt, dog.
You gotta take a swing on that one.
Oof.
Woo.
Hey, let's see what new they can do. Hey, did you see who's taking over or who's being added to the comics? Like I haven't read any of the Transformers comics, but I've heard good things about the last batch that's come out. But Robert Kirkman is now
Taking over.
joining from episode or issue 25. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that may be worth jumping into to see what happened.
Hey, dog, look, I'm gonna tell you what. That might be about where I want to leave Transformers, like in the comics at this point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
John Lugo said OG Jetfire fit everyone in there. They messed him up in the movie. Hey, listen, you 100% right.
That was disgusting.
When I got my Jetfire, I didn't even know. I really didn't know Robotech at that time either. Like that was like my cousin was crazy on that for me. What's up, man? Jokes. I want to leave Transformers in the comics. I think right now. I don't think. I am more concerned about Hasbro doing a cinematic universe and them introducing G.I. Joe into what was Beast Wars. That you know that that stinger at the end of Beast Wars. That was
that let me down. Like I went to bat.
Oh,
I went to bat for it. I was like, yo, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be it. And I went and saw it, and I'm just like, I'm sorry.
I don't feel like you said it quite as loudly out loud as you did in your head because you were saying it to us. And it was Beast Wars. Whoo.
Yeah.
Trash. Trash on top of trash. Anyway, let's get the train back on the track. Derailed that real quick.
Already.
Didn't take long.
Why not? Look, so over the last, I don't know, I guess week or so, there's been a lot of news coming out about what is happening with the MCU and where it's going and so forth. Kevin Feige sat down and did a very long, like, round table interview with multiple reporters from like Deadline and Variety and whatever, and he had a lot to say. I don't know if this is the biggest thing, but I'll say that this probably is the thing that stood out the most to me that wasn't related to Spider-Man was the idea that they are now on a plan, a 7-year plan. That right now where they are is looking towards like 2032, right? That generally they do about a 5-year plan. They would say 10 years out, here's what we're looking at doing, but like the plan is a 7-year plan. And I think that's for a couple of reasons. I just want to go over some of the points that Feige hit based on some of the questions that were being asked when he sat down. Um, Let me start by saying this. So Fantastic Four releases this week. I'm sure a lot of us, I know we are seeing it on Thursday. A lot of people have already seen it. Um, this is the 37th film in the MCU. It is the 54th overall title for the MCU when you add in
The
the TV
show.
shows
Hmm.
and all of that. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and I have my issues with the MCU. Um, that mostly I think come from I'm able to write off some of those issues because of what comic books already is,
Hmm.
and trying to give a little bit of space to the idea that, like, okay, this has been going on for almost 20 years now. So yep, we got a lot of films, a lot of TV shows, and for a lot of people, if you weren't already in it, even if something happened and you became interested in it, going back and playing catch up is a lot. It's a lot to ask. For me, I think that I have always kind of given a little additional space to them because in operating within the world of comic books, at this point, you're almost always coming in brand new,
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
right? And so if you start reading somewhere, you pick up an X-Men book at issue 17, you got a lot of work to do. You don't know
Mhm.
who anybody is. You don't know anybody's powers are. You have no idea what the actual relationships are between people, but it doesn't mean that that book isn't really good to you and you're not excited about what's happening and or what's going to happen next.
Hmm.
Um, However, I think that obviously there's a big difference between having something like that that does so well that it literally strong arms itself into the mainstream. And now you have people who really don't and aren't, and like it's not like I'm not picking up a comic book. I'm
Hmm.
not going to a comic book store. I'm not gonna get digital comics on any platform. I'm not going to Amazon. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be reliant on whatever you put out, and I'm cool like waiting for the next movie. I'm not gonna go
Hmm.
seek it on Disney Plus. I don't even have Disney Plus. So if it's cool enough for me to go see it in the theater, I'm gonna go see it because I like that character. And outside of that, I'm cool. I think that's a much tougher thing to do, and it might warrant the need for a reset more often than you have in the way they have been consistently resetting comics. If you think about the number of times that DC and Marvel have both completely reset themselves in the comics
Yeah.
since the MCU started, but it's at least 3 times each, maybe more. DC had
Oh
New
God.
52,
New
Mhm.
52
Rebirth,
Rebirth.
like
Um, trying to think of. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Right.
Like it's always a good thing when you can start fresh to allow people to jump in and be able to get off the ground running. But it's like when you keep redoing it over and over, but so many times, it's kind of
it gets
like,
old.
ugh.
It gets old, and it gets old fast. And I feel like they reboot it because they do it, and then it like feels like it's not working. I know they have another big reboot. Like DC has another big reboot that's coming up. Um, like based in combination, I guess, with what's going on with Absolute.
Hmm.
That's for another discussion. Alfonso said, "I need Fantastic Four to be good because Superman disappointed me so much, and I'm a Superman fan."
Really?
Wow.
That's a
Yeah, that's interesting. I'd love to hear more of your thoughts. I don't know if you had a chance to go check out our spoiler boys on Superman. Um, I don't have a problem saying it here publicly again that like Superman for me, I gave it a 6, but most of the people I know who are Superman fans, like if I know somebody, like I would say it's an 8. I actually think for most people, it's an 8. And you two both gave it an 8, correct?
Yep, we give it an 8. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm interested in why that is. For you, Alfonso, as a Superman fan. The other part of it I'll say is that, and we had a discussion about this, not just on Spoiler Boys, but on this show, about how I think the difference between where Superman is, and this might be part of what some of your disappointment is, the difference in what James Gunn has done and seems to be doing with the DCU that is setting itself apart from what the MCU has been and setting itself apart from what the DCEU was, is that, in my opinion, what we have been getting and what we are still getting from the MCU are superhero movies. And what James Gunn made with Superman is a comic book movie. And that there is an actual distinct difference between the two. Where what the MCU is doing is trying to make these characters feel like they exist in our real everyday lives. And I think the DCEU failed because they tried to do that, and none of them live in real places. Like none of them live in real places. But what James Gunn did with Superman, that puts me in like a if you go into it expecting a comic book movie, I think it's an 8. If I was to go and watch Superman again, I'd probably enjoy it more because I'd go in with my head in that same place. Alfonso said I gave it a 6 and the movie was all over the place. I mean, I won't necessarily argue with that notion because there's a lot going on and it is unforgiving in the fact that it basically just says all these people already exist. So, but on that note, that's one of the things that Kevin Feige said that he really liked about Superman in this interview was that he liked that his words literally were, "You don't know who Mr. Terrific is? Too bad. This is what we're doing. Get on board." You know what I mean? And you get to see what he sees.
Damn, Perp.
Perp said, "I've seen Superman 4 times." Now, Perp, you just wasting your money. Okay.
Unless if you got one of the movie pass thing, then I get it.
Nah, I don't.
Burn that joint up.
You're just wasting your time. I don't. I will say that there is nothing about Superman that warrants maybe more than a second viewing. 4 times.
Other than seeing like in a different format. So like if you didn't see it in IMAX, go see it in IMAX. If you didn't see it, like I want to see it in Screen X. Like I've been talking about going to Screen X for a minute now. I just haven't had a chance to actually do that, and I think I just need to do that with one of the next
titles. That's the one you want to see in Screen X?
Not necessarily saying that that's the one, but hey, listen,
I get it. You're saying like you saw it in digital, see it in IMAX,
right? See it in a different format. 4DX or whatever, see it in one of those. Like if you're seeing it at least in a different format, I can kind of get it. But yeah, 4 maybe a little bit.
I'll be honest with you. My next favorite format for seeing Superman again is going to be at home.
That's on the TV.
At home. Maybe in VR. Perp said I saw it 2 different formats, Dolby and IMAX. The other 2 were regular screens. Okay. Okay. I mean, listen, that's still a lot of Superman. But look, if people are doing that, it is a thing that is happening to Superman that hasn't happened, in my opinion, to an MCU film for a long time. Perp said the 3rd time I saw it was with my brother, my nephew. My nephew was his first Superman movie. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah.
We're going with a family situation. Like, when I go see these films, I buy 5 tickets, bro. We talking, basically $100 for every trip. So not for every trip. I could go later without everybody, but like that's
Right.
just how we do it.
Yeah,
Like so,
it's your thing. Yeah,
yeah, it's an outing. So
yeah,
and I don't care. You know, I mean, I care. I don't mind because we're all going and we're going together. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So, um, but I do think again for the way that Superman as a movie is outpacing everything that the other DC films have done in years to the run up, the way that the MCU films have failed to meet what the films Endgame and prior did
Hmm.
in terms of like all of these movies were like movies that were 500 million plus. You know what I mean? When you go global, you look at Endgame and that back and forth between that and Avatar and which one is the highest grossing movie of all time and you know
hmm
that kind of thing.
Hmm.
You know, again, that's a very high bar to have to hit. And you gotta know that's not what you're gonna like. You can't do that again.
yeah,
You know, like you don't have that kind of a team up with that kind of a culmination that is ending a thing that people have been waiting
yeah,
for so
Hmm.
long. And like you also have to remember you brought a lot of new people along
Yeah.
after Black Panther killed everybody.
hmm
Everybody wanted to see Thanos get his come
Oh
up.
yeah,
Oh,
oh
oh,
yeah.
get
Everybody wanted to see it. So
like
people
we
went
just
and
got
they
Black
enjoyed it
Panther.
enough to go do it again. And let's
Yeah.
go do it again. You know what I mean? So
And running the movie for 24 hours that whole weekend,
oh my
not
god.
been done before. Yeah, just
We saw that joint back to back, bruh.
back to back,
Like,
2 in the morning.
oh my god, bruh. I'm never doing that again.
It was the
They'll never.
time.
They'll probably.
Yeah,
They'll.
There's no part of me that feels like whatever they do with Doomsday and
they got
Secret
running back
War,
right there.
and I'm gonna be like, we got to do this again right now. Like I don't see that happening. Okay, that's a real like once in a lifetime thing. I
Yeah,
feel like,
Mhm.
but it's kind of crazy to think about being in a place where the Thunderbolts is a failure, quote unquote, at
Mhm.
$380 million.
I know. As it's crazy. It's absolutely.
That's crazy because you're still like 7 out of the 13 movies that have released since 7 out of the 13 movies released since Endgame
Mhm.
have failed to hit 500 million. So they're saying failure. And I'm like, yeah, but failed to hit 500 million is like, dog,
yeah,
if any of these other
Oh,
studios could even come
close
close.
to that.
yeah.
Like the way studios are shutting down and canceling projects and like finishing projects that they just throwing off and being like, now that joint's a
Shelve it.
failure. I don't know. Right? But what I will say is Foggy is like, look, we were stretched too thin. And he admitted like there was some coming out of the pandemic, and as Disney Plus hit, there were some mandates, and we had to go hit those mandates. You know what I mean? So
hmm
now we're not doing that. So the multiverse saga itself is like 127 hours of content. That's a lot of stuff.
That
It's a
stuff to
lot
take.
to watch. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
People are excited that Fantastic Four is the shortest MCU film in years. You know what I mean? Like just you just cram so much information into one thing. And he cites his belief that the failure of the Thunderbolts, again at $380 million, which is again is
right.
crazy. He cites the failure of the Thunderbolts on the fact that the majority of the starring characters in that come from TV shows. When they
Fair point.
know that the viewing on those shows isn't great. There's some shows that do okay,
Mhm.
right? But you have shows that like people are like, I'm cool. I don't really need to see this. Um, so they are slowing down to a maximum of 3 movies a year,
Fine with me.
1 TV show a year. One live action TV show a year.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so that doesn't mean we won't get
Right.
Animated, something in
that
between there.
X-Men
Wow.
97 season
Ooh.
2, please.
Right.
We don't need another season of What If. I tell you that right now.
No.
However, I need a second season of that Spider-Man. Yeah, dog. I need a
Yep.
second
Give me
season of
another
that.
season of that.
Get it together. Um, let's talk about the worst news. Feige said they have been told by Sony
Sony. And that's what I
do
thought you were
not
gonna.
touch Miles Morales
I look.
until we finish with Spider Verse,
That's why they milking
and
that. Oh.
then proceeded to push Spider Verse back
Back
another
a
year.
couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
If you don't pull these
y'all
people like
dirty,
K-pop Demon Hunters and make my movie, dog.
dog.
They
Like
working
I'm
on
like,
K-pop Demon Hunters right now, part 2.
hey, listen,
Bro, they
Sony just
working on
going.
K-pop Demon Hunters Part 2. Like, can we
Yeah.
put it in the theater?
Hey,
Hey,
they
Yeah.
dog,
just going dirty. They
yeah.
just trying to hold. They just trying to hold on to that Spider-Man property as long as they can and milk that junk. Like,
Hey, dog,
bruh.
that doesn't matter. They still own it. Like, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, let's just. It took Sony a long time to realize that there was way more money to be made by playing well with the
Yeah,
MCU
working together.
than playing against Disney and Marvel. Like,
Yeah.
it just makes more sense. So you're telling me that if Miles Morales shows up in the MCU prior to the end of that animated movie, that it doesn't boost sales of the game, both games, all three
100
games. You know what I'm
100%.
saying, for real,
Hmm.
and that it doesn't boost tickets for the next movie?
You tripping?
Like, are you trying to tell me that that's not how that works? If they do it right, and there's no way MCU wouldn't do it right
Absolutely.
because they know what they have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
like they know what they have in that. So being like, don't touch them, it's like you're gonna ruin it for us. No, dog.
You're
No,
You
they
ruining
want
for
to
gonna
you
help
right
elevate it.
now.
everybody.
Yeah. Come on
Oh,
now. You're gonna leave us with that ending, and then y'all just gotta wait till we say so.
dog, y'all dirty. That John was supposed to come out smack right back to back. You know, I get a
They're not supposed
little
to be out
delay.
already.
I
Mhm.
get a little delay. You know, things happen, but this is next level things happen. Like,
Here's what I want to ask. Given the current state of the MCU, and I have thoughts, but I need to hear from you guys.
mhm.
Given the current state of the MCU, we have for many moons now in our loading snack circle gone with the key phrase, "In Feige we trust." Is that statement still true?
I want
I
to say
think it still
yes.
is. I think it still is.
Yeah.
Like, I think.
Because my
I,
man said, first of all, there's been rumors that like he planning for his exit, he might be leaving.
mhm.
My man was like, no, not happening. I'm in here. I'm gonna assume at least till 2032, which my man
Right.
was
At
like,
Right.
least,
nah,
yeah.
Right.
we got a plan.
Until we
You know what I
finish,
mean?
this thing up. Yeah. Yeah. But
Why jokes do you still feel like in Feige we trust? Mind you,
Mhm.
I just want to I just want to reiterate that you're replacing the word God with Feige. I just want you to understand that that's what you're doing when you say that.
Listen, understood.
What is it? Why do you still trust in Feige and the vision and where it's going?
Like, I still feel like as a collective with all the MCU, and even up till now, I think things have been. Hey, listen, that's very valid too. That's very valid too. But we can
Herb said, "Who else is going to do the job?" Heather said an emphatic yes. I can't wait to push back on this because generally I'm on y'all side. I'm only gonna push back for the sake. The jokes continue.
to do. Um, like I believe from what he said that there is care and there's thought that's going into this. Like, the acknowledging, like how you said, we taking a lot of the shows that people didn't tune into or weren't as connected to as they have been with the movies. That maybe it was a bad idea for us to take them, put them in a movie, and this 300 some $1 billion, like the bar that like that's a failure. Whatever. Um,
Hmm.
I still feel like it seems like there is a care in there that I don't know with. I feel like others would go about it in a different way, but I feel like in trying to make sure that the product is good, to be able to do something like this that is like it's unfound. Like there's nothing like the MCU. Yes, you have franchises that can spawn spin-offs and do all this type of thing, but to keep this cohesive story, to keep going through the Stardust, like in the beginning with Iron Man, leading us all the way up to, I feel like it takes patience, dedication that I don't think a lot of people are going to be willing to want to take on the job to do it. Um, don't get me wrong. There's going to be people that will absolutely say, "Oh, throw me in the mix. I want to be able to get in here and do some MCUs." Like I don't. I feel like
There'll be people
that
who will raise their hand and be like, "I want some Feige money."
Oh
exactly.
yeah, oh yeah.
So, but I do think there is a genuine care, and right
I'm not.
now,
Let me just. I'm not. There's no part of me that thinks that Kevin Feige doesn't care.
mm-hmm,
I just. I'm asking. This was a phrase that we coined when like Black Panther was cranking, when Endgame was cranking,
mm-hmm,
when you know what I mean,
Hmm.
when we were getting movies that surprised us, like the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Like nobody heard of Guardians of the Galaxy. Who
Right.
are
mm-hmm.
these people? Why should we care? And that doesn't mean that there weren't still films that we were like, I don't know, that second Thor joint wasn't that good. And it's like, well, right now, if you go back and you watch that joint, it's
It's not. It plays better,
solid,
and I mean,
right?
yes, it played better after everything that's happened. And you know what?
There's
I
no
would be.
part of me that believes he doesn't care. I believe he
Mm,
cares. It's just a matter of can we can we get it back in line, right? Like have we let it
mhm.
get so out of
So
control?
I think quality over quantity. I think which is what he was going at. I think can happen. Like
Mhm.
if we trim it to a couple movies a year, like say a one show a year. Personally, me, I'd be perfectly fine with that because there's other avenues that you can still go to. Like let's just say, obviously Steve Rogers. Let's say for a lot of people is their favorite Avenger, whatever way you want to put it. You can still go enjoy stories of him in the comics. There's other ways that you can go to be a part of that on there for it. Um, but I do think if we're going for that quality over quantity, I think he's in the right. I think he's in the right headspace for that. And I would hate for if someone like him stepped out and we put somebody else in, then we end up flipping the script and be like, you know what? Let's get these people like 6 MCU movies a year, and then kind of go back into that type of mentality once again. So if like right now, if all we got was Fantastic Four, I think I would be okay with waiting over till we get to next year and getting into those next properties. Hold me over with a
The next
show.
movie after
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Four is Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is like
Mm-hmm.
June of next year. I
Mm-hmm.
believe it's June of next year, right? So we have a year.
Mm-hmm.
We do have the Wonder Man TV
Show.
series that is scheduled to hit in December.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna
But
say,
he
is that
did,
still on? Like, is that
he,
still
yeah,
on?
it is,
Okay,
and he actually touched on that. Like Ironheart was shot like 3 years ago,
years ago, right?
right? And they're just
Hmm.
now releasing it. So same thing with Wonder Man. Wonder Man was shot, done, in the can, ready to go, and just because of the sheer abundance and what was going on, now
Mm-hmm.
it's been pushed back. And that was one of the things he said. He was like, I hate doing that. I don't like things sitting on the shelf. I want to get them done.
Hmm.
I mean, I want to get them done, and I want to put those things out there. So I get that. Sam, what are your thoughts?
I kind of agree with Jokes. I think him sitting down in front of all these news reporters and all these publications was dope, and just pretty much like, hey, I mean, what you got? I'm answering it all. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
definitely that he's still involved. He still definitely cares. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we got this whole new plan now. Let's get this out to the public and everything. And after what he did with everything leading up to Endgame, I don't think that passion, what he was doing, is wrong. Like he said, I don't think it's gone. I mean, and I just think, like you said, we had mandates we had to take care of. We're coming out of the pandemic. It's just things you weren't planning for. You know what I mean? Like you said, the release of Plus. So it's just all those things coming down the pipeline that you're not sure how it's going to affect the business and everything, and it did. So it's just
Yeah.
we had to make it through those tough times, do the best we can with what we had, and I think now after seeing all that stuff, he has the plan how to course correct things and get it back on track to what we love about the MCU. So I still have faith in him for that.
Agreed.
I think that there's a lot of, it's very, very easy to say, there's superhero fatigue. Susan says no one can do the job like him. I think a failure like Thunderbolts is an awakening that will see him refocus. He got this. I appreciate that idea. I'll tell you that again. Look, right now, there's no movie studio that doesn't have, like, they all have basically nothing but failures since the pandemic hit, right? And there's this overabundance of money that's coming in from streaming and streaming services right as the streaming wars are heating up. And then you have the pandemic and everybody's stuck at home. The same thing happen across all of entertainment. It's happening in video games. It's happening across everything, right? Even in terms of like literature, right? Books and novelizations and things like that. People were stuck in the house. They were reading more books. They were downloading and buying and reading books. And that has also collapsed. You are literally seeing the same thing as people go back to touching grass, quote unquote, if you will. Really go back to going out and doing things. And it's been a slow burn, to be honest, getting things back to quote unquote normal. I know that people think that things got back to normal a couple years ago. Then you throw in what's just happening in this country in terms of what's happening to the economics, right? That is also another, it's literally, Kevin Feige said during this interview, none of these new films, none of this new stuff, none of it's being done in LA. None of it's being done in Hollywood. It's all being done in the UK and London, right? It's going to be cheaper for them to do it, right? It's going to make more sense for them to shoot overseas than it will be to shoot here. That's becoming a normalization. That is kind of looking at the numbers and looking at the budgets and going, all right, how are we going to do this, right? And we need to be able to shoot movies for less and make more. That's just that's where we are.
That
that's
makes sense.
Where everything is, right? And there is something to be said for all right, so 7 out of the movies didn't do numbers that the old ones did, but we also came to the pandemic. We also had, movie theaters aren't doing what they were doing. So there's a lot. And at the same time, again, you have kind of the corporate overlords coming in and being like, yo, we got the Disney Plus thing, you better. But I also think part of it is, if you ever had a really, really good birthday. When I say a really good birthday, jokes, I mean you were 8. It's your birthday. You're having a sleepover. Everybody's there, right? And you got all the Power Rangers, all the Zords, can form the Megazord. You open everything. You got toys everywhere. You can't possibly play with them all, but you have to open them all and use them all and take them all out and put them all. And you spend a little bit of time over here with this one and then a little bit of time on it. You got your favorite one. Think about being Kevin Feige and getting the entire X-Men roster back. Right? In the middle of in the middle of being hey, we making this work. You're working with little D tier, C tier characters, turning them into A tier characters that are making hundreds of millions,
household names now,
billions of dollars, right?
Merch,
shirts and hats, and with characters that Marvel ain't really been able to sell comic books for in decades, for real, right? And then you all of a sudden have access to everything except Spider-Man, and you get Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Dizzle? Even though it's not the way you want it, you
Right.
still get access to Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so now you're like, hey, dog, we gotta figure out how we gotta put so and so in here. We gotta get
Mm-hmm.
so. What if we? You have all these things, right? That just like, can you think about the excitement in the room as everybody's starting to throw
Oh,
out ideas and people are
yeah.
starting to, and now you have to be very careful about how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Could somebody else do it besides Kevin Feige? Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind
Mm-hmm.
there is someone else who can do it. Just because I don't know what their name is doesn't mean anything. He's
Mhm.
the only one we've ever seen do it. That doesn't mean it can't be done.
True.
Clearly, DC trusts James Gunn to do it,
Very much so.
and The Rock thought he could do it.
Oh, that balance of power.
He's gonna shift the balance of power.
Shift.
Didn't he?
Yeah, right back the DC out of his hand.
Shifted to James Gunn.
Yeah, Shazam Part 2? No, we're going.
But we have the Mutant Saga coming,
Mm-hmm.
and Feige also talked about, look, once Secret War is over, we rebooting everybody. We get new Avengers, we get new X-Men, we getting, and like the ideas that he has, like we're starting young, we're gonna do it like the
Mhm.
X-Men are supposed to be young, and whatever. It kind of sounds like whatever it is they decide to do would be like I have heard it described as Hogwarts for mutants. Like, this is the school.
Okay.
We're in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Young, and we're going, and the idea of
Something
like,
like we threw out there before for our ideas, like focus around the school, not necessarily the X-Men. They could be out saving the world and stuff like that, but we don't need to
Sure.
see them in the school like that. Maybe a
Get
couple
other
of the D-tier X-Men being teachers or something like that, giving them a new look. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you how my youngest daughter Edie and I, a couple nights ago, started rewatching The Gifted.
Okay.
Bro, what a show, bro. What a show. Feige was like, we don't really need the TV shows to be that in line with like the movies. Like, what happened in Thunderbolts with like half of New York ending up in like a dream state and having
Right.
whatever with all of that, that is literally going to have zero effect on Daredevil season 2. Like, it's not, it's like Born Again season 2, like it's not going to happen. Like, we're not even, right? And literally uttered the words Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you don't shut up, don't play with me.
Just do it.
Let me tell you something.
That moment Phil Coulson shows up in whatever shape and form of how they do that.
I just like the idea that we're like, we can get stuff that like maybe in the slightest way will reference something that happens somewhere, but it isn't like,
it's not listen, the way Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did everything, we're just, this event happened in the movie, we come back over here, and now things are going partially left. Hydra takes over Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, damn. Agents of Hydra is where we're at currently at right now instead of the show. So like that was an amazing thing for when that season came along to be like, yo, what the hell is going to happen now that X, Y, and Z has happened, and where like those are some good moments.
I also have to say, Kevin Feige, part of the reason why I feel like when people were talking about him possibly leaving or whatever, like, no, dog, I am not leaving before I get a chance to put my hands on these mutants. It's not happening. Kevin Feige cut his teeth on the original X-Men movies. He worked on those films. Those were his original foray. He's in there with Bryan Singer as a producer, working on X-Men 1, X-Men 2. Like, my man has been in there. His opportunity to right the wrongs, or to do, you know what I mean? And to like, he does have the same kind of love we talked about James Gunn having for Superman and those characters, and like really, he does have that. Like, he has that for the X-Men, for Marvel characters. He doesn't have access to them. But now that he has access to them, finding the best way to get to them and bring them into a cohesive universe.
And he's got time to do it just right too. Like, No need to rush it. Like, we already know they're there. Cool. Like, let everything cook, let it simmer a little bit. Yeah, and really do it in the right way. Yeah.
It's the actual dream come true. Bro, they talked about Deadpool and Wolverine 2. Absolutely not. Why are you doing a Deadpool and Wolverine 2?
Because they made money on that first one.
Because they made that money.
Yeah.
Gonna put them right back on screen at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Get for real.
I know that was supposed to be last time, guy, but
Listen, fine. If we're gonna do the
back.
buddy cop thing, we're gonna do the buddy cop thing. You know what? Deadpool and Wolverine can do it. Whatever.
I'll be honest, I don't have a whole lot of faith in that. It just depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
But the idea of that has kind of worn out its welcome for me. Personally, right? But y'all said it. In Feige.
Mm-hmm.
Feige we trust.
In Feige we trust. Yeah, I think that being able to kind of take a step back, getting, I feel like, the right amount of control over the content, having some of the overlords go, all right, yeah, we overdid it. There's too much.
Mm-hmm.
We need to, we need to step back a little bit and make sure that everything we do is quality, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not just gonna keep, because we got to get so much stuff in. Yeah, we need a Shang-Chi too. Yeah, we got to do our Doctor Strange 3. Yeah, we got to, you know what I mean? But like when they asked him about like Clea and Star Fox and like these other characters that like they've introduced, they're like, all right, so when are we gonna see them? And he was like, maybe you will.
Maybe you won't.
They're like, well, putting them at the end of the movie kind of says, yeah, you're gonna do something with them. And he was like, I mean, we brought back Tim Roth for the Hulk from the Hulk in you know what I'm saying, our last Captain America movie. That only took 12 years. So I don't know, ask me in 12 years. What? Wow. Sounds like my man on a 12-year plan. I don't know, but he was like,
right.
For real, he was just like, don't press me about that. Don't even ask me about stuff that, like, whatever. And so, like, I really think that now they'll be thinking differently about how they handle after credit scenes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like.
How they handle cameos. How they, he's like, nah, Blade is still a thing with Mahershala Ali attached, but we've been through 4 scripts. Like, we've been through 4 different versions of what that is. And he's like, we're not just going to throw Mahershala Ali into a leather outfit and put him out there.
Vampire. Right. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, okay, you taking a little care with this.
Yeah, no rushing, nothing. It's when we put out this product, it's going to be what we want it to be all the way through. Yeah.
So we got to watch a trailer. So I'm gonna let you grab that trailer. We have seen the teaser for the Predator Badlands movie. Look at her eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. Ready to go?
Let's see what this is. Yeah, let's do it.
Dead or infected.
I need this copyright strike. Let's go.
Oh nah, she alive. Oof.
I don't like that.
Oof.
I don't like that at all.
Oh, okay.
So she breathed?
She looked dead.
So this is your first hunt. And you've come to the most dangerous planet in the universe.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't make it.
Hold on, dog. Did she do that?
She did that.
You're a creature that can't be killed.
Okay.
The definitive apex predator. I could help you.
Okay. That answers a lot of questions.
Oh, she's like a robot. Okay.
Well, good luck with your journey.
Hey, bro, she's gonna be happy.
Here, you're not the predator.
The white
Secure the
dreads.
prey.
Oh, okay.
We might not be alone in this hunt.
Ripley.
Right? I'm like, what? I saw the Wayland Utani name. All right, let's talk about this. Finn, what are your initial thoughts?
I'm here for it. I'm interested, and it's in that Prey universe that I'm starting to really like. So I'm looking to see what the next step in that Predator Prey kind of universe is. So I'm not sold if I'm going to see this in theaters or not, though. But
I was gonna already say household.
yeah,
Like, are you
yeah.
going to the theater?
I'm not sure yet. It's a 50-50 chance, to be honest.
Okay. Jokes?
I'm interested. I think I'm not as into it as what Sin is, but I'm definitely interested in it. I probably will see it in the theater. Um, I'm probably if I see it, it's gonna be in Dolby. Like I feel like the sound from this movie is probably gonna be really good.
Yeah, that's
I
the
got
only way I'm going to see it.
listen, I got an AMC movie thing, so I'm like it don't make it like I'll see it in the theater for it. But
Did you see Prey?
I didn't see Prey.
Okay, and you didn't see the animated one that me and Gage just watched. Okay, yeah. So you just saying, give him a watch. Just
I'm gonna be honest.
give him a
I
watch.
feel like this can't live up to what I've just seen. Like, I just feel like so. We've had many conversations about how I feel about action,
Mm-hmm.
what happens with the action. And it is relatively difficult for things to meet me where I need them to be. A lot of times it takes animation to do it, but I love it when they can do it in live action. Like, love it when it happens in live action. Invincible meets me where I needed to be. I don't need it to be as grotesque as that is. That killer of killers joint, bruh, is
Mm.
some of the best choreography I've ever seen.
So clean, so super clean. Ugh.
It's like this has work to do.
Oh, yeah.
And here's my thing with this. I like the idea that we're getting stuff in the Predator universe that we're kind of we had Prey, we moved to Killer of Killers, which is again in the same universe. This appears to also be in that same universe. I like the idea of actually kind of making a Predator the main character that you're following,
and a younger
along
one too.
on their journey or whatever, and them not necessarily being quote unquote the bad guys or whatever it is. Like, I like that idea. However, there's a part of me that feels like this is the kind of story that you tell when your intention is for us to be able to continue to follow this character beyond this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that I'm not sure if they're nailing for me. Like, it feels like that's what the intention. Because otherwise, why are you giving me this Predator to follow? You know what I mean? What this character's name is, and look, they don't speak English, so that's gonna be hard for a lot of people to be doing this, right? Unless they, end up doing something different, which I think is maybe one of the only reasons why you have what is
The
probably
robot.
like Wayland Utani, like rope. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have somebody there that to speak. Fine, you know what I mean? Like, write it so that it works. But if that's the case, then even if it's really good, I feel like it's gonna leave me in a place where it's like, all right, well, like, if this, like, Sin, tell me how this movie ends, because I know you can. You know what's gonna happen.
What's going to happen? I think you're right on. point with it. I think he will be a character to follow going forward.
Or she. I can't tell.
Right,
Doesn't
but
matter.
the young Predator dude that is clearly all throughout the trailer, yes, I think he will be somebody that they plan to follow throughout this, whether it's another live action movie or another animated one or something like this, but a younger Predator for us to follow, get behind, and really know. And apparently he's trying to beat this trial or whatever, I guess, to make himself one of them or whatever. So, yeah, I definitely see him not dying, uh, getting
Winning.
through whatever his little trials are he's going to do on the planet, and move on going forward.
So here's what I envision. Clearly, this character is going to survive this.
Right.
Mhm.
The giant thing that is chasing him is going to die.
Yep.
I don't know that this predator is going to be what kills it.
Mhm.
Agreed. Because we have the one out there with the white braids, and we know white braids are built different. Built very
But
different.
also,
Mhm.
Wayland Utani being on this planet, being on the toughest planet, also says aliens.
Mhm.
I was thinking, yeah.
And so, what they haven't shown us that I think they are going to show us is aliens.
Okay.
So I think that there's a possibility that wherever this goes next is the
Another
next
AVP.
in what this is. I don't know if it's going to be AVP, but I think it goes aliens. Like,
Okay.
we're clearly in that universe. We're
Don't
clearly
those aliens
crossing.
have a new show that just started too? Alien
Yes,
Earth. Alien
yes.
Earth.
I don't know
Okay.
if it's Alien Earth, but I do know. Yeah, there's definitely. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, I think it is Aliens Earth. Yeah. So we've seen the little ads for it. So
What's funny
Alien
is that
Earth. Yep,
I've
you're
never
right.
really been a fan of the Alien franchise, but I've always been a fan of the Predator franchise. But they're the same franchise, technically.
right.
So
I've been more of an Aliens guy than a Predator guy.
I know.
But yeah.
I know, but like I'm, bro, 80s action is like my
What?
come up.
What? Aliens
That's my,
2. The second
that's
Alien
my
is still one of
jump.
my favorite movies of all
And
time.
that's because it's different. Because
Yeah, it's an action movie.
aliens, yeah.
Yeah, it's a full blown action movie where the first one was a thriller, like suspense thriller. Yeah, this
Correct.
one, my man Hudson all day. Bill Paxton to
I
the ride or die.
It's a whole different, it's a completely different vibe. It's
Yeah.
a much more Predator and Predator 2 like vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Commando, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. I
Yeah.
want another trailer. It doesn't come out until November 7th. I feel
Mhm.
like we're gonna get another trailer before then. And I feel like
Definitely
if
so.
we don't see ticket sales or enough interest or something boost them in terms of marketing,
The alien's gonna be thrown in the trailer.
that second real trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'll be
Because when
like just
she
the noise,
says,
just a little
here's the
fade to
thing,
black, and you hear the hiss from the alien.
or something. Because
Yeah.
when she says, I don't think we're the only ones hunting on this planet, and you see the whaling, the big joint, like, what them joints? I think they make it so it seems like those humans or the people who are there are
Are the
hunting.
other? Mhm.
I don't think so.
I think it's a whole. That is a whole
It'll be a whole
separate
nest.
scene.
Yeah,
That
whole
and listen,
nest
they
of
all
them.
probably gonna get murked. Whatever is like the actual big, they all gonna go in there. You're gonna hear a sound. They all getting murked. One may make it just to be able to tell the story that everybody else got killed.
I mean, it doesn't take to tell the story.
It only take one.
Only one.
Best Disney villain ever, dog. All right, so look, last thing on the docket. Electronic Arts today announced that a new trailer, the trailer for Battlefield 6 is coming on Thursday.
Okay.
Jokes, the disappointment, bro.
And
What
listen,
happened?
There's nothing. I don't have anything. For whatever reason, I've always been a Call of Duty person. I've played Battlefield. It's okay. It's just never been my forte. I've played like every version that's come out to see if maybe one of them would be like, hey, this is the one.
Mm,
But
mhm.
I've given them
Hasn't
at
happened.
least a few hours to get into it. I'm just like, I just can't ride with it. And I don't maybe this is just an EA thing, but I'm willing to give it a shot when it comes out. But I don't know.
Well, give me a second. Let me look at the because this is the thing. So they made a post. It's a poster with a little motion in the back. It says hashtag Battlefield 6. That's it. July 24, reveal trailer. That's it.
Mhm.
Then it says link in bio. And this was on the Battlefield IG page.
Mhm.
EA commented, and their comment says, gather your squad. What does that mean, Sam?
Hmm.
See what I'm saying? What does that mean, Sam?
It means they're trying to get our money. It means they're trying to get our money, Gage. Throwing out phrases like that, gather your squad. Our head is going straight to let's load up like an 8-player co-op type of thing or whatever and go to town. Thinking platoon, squads, the whole 9 yards when you throw around stuff like that. So if they're doing something sick with the multiplayer this time around, or I mean, which they probably are doing something crazy and interesting, knowing them. But mass multiplayer, I think all the way around
I don't
versus
think I
co-op.
cared about a Battlefield since like one of the like Bad Company,
Mhm.
Bad Company 2. Like the Battlefields,
Right.
they're there. I don't really care. I don't really care about Call of Duty. It just all feels like the same thing to me.
Mhm.
Battlefield's big thing had always been the destructibility. It's
Yeah,
kind of like, which you know, it's cool. It wears a little thin, but like actually being able to change what the structure of the battlefield is means that yeah, even on the same map, the way things are and what they look like and how things work could be very different in a
yeah.
huge multiplayer environment. But I also don't care about that. But like if you're telling me I'm gonna get a solid or decent story, especially if that is going to have some co-op,
Mhm.
then maybe. But if you remember, like a month ago, give or take, I remember telling y'all on here that EA's expectation was for the next Battlefield game to hit like 100 million players or something. Like they haven't had a game hit 20 million like ever.
Mhm.
How can the expectation be 100 million?
If you haven't even hit 20, yeah, that's ridiculous.
You better put that on a Game Pass. The people that had no business what they had to play it will probably play it.
I'm gonna tell you what, it it, it 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 better be better than Helldivers,
That's a bar. That's a bar.
right? I'm just saying, like if you intend to have that many players concurrently or whatever
Mhm.
at any given time, like you know, EA to some extent will continue to have money to burn on a game like Battlefield.
Mhm.
Um, and at some point, I feel like they must have made money you know what I mean, doing Battlefield. Like there has to be something because they keep doing them.
Yeah,
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like even when they went away from doing like actual like military and they went to like hard lines and it was like cops. You know what I'm saying?
that was
Like it
the,
was
that was the
like
last one I paid that I beat.
Battlefield
That one,
Hard.
I write
Oh
that
that's
one. It
god,
was
cool.
different. It was fun. Yeah,
And it was cool.
that was
But
different.
you know, they did something different. At the time though, that first
ooh,
payday was dope. Like those just those kinds of like
yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I just feel like you got Madden, you got NCAA
Mhm.
football, you're doing college basketball, and people are acting like EA might do another live. right? Like, just the NCAA football being the best selling sports game of all time last year was crazy. Okay, we're gonna try it again. We're gonna do basketball, and if it works, if it does well,
Maybe you can
we
get the
could
green light.
see them take another shot at NBA,
Yeah.
right? But will it work?
It's hard. It's hard to stack. Like
Possibly. Possibly. A lot of people are frustrated with 2K because it never changes the same thing over and over. So if they do another live and it's actually solid, like decent, I can see it getting some numbers just because
so,
people may,
what you're
may be
saying
tired.
is essentially what a new version of Live would do what 2K did when it came out. Like Live had been around
I'm
for
not
so
gonna say
long.
that, but I'm not saying that, but maybe it's different enough for people to go in and enjoy it because
What
Well,
it's
makes it different?
I
I don't
think,
play.
I think, I think,
Those people would know.
I think just having an option
Yeah.
for people will make a difference. Like, you got to remember that it's been, I think NBA Elite was
Hmm.
2011,
That sounds about right.
2010, like
That
that,
was
when they canceled that and never did another live or whatever. So,
2010.
there are millions and millions of children who have only ever played 2K. It's
Yeah.
the only basketball game there is.
Hmm.
So, like, that's all they've ever had. So if something else comes out and it looks decent, and especially if it works, like if the college side of it works, then maybe,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, they could do something, and that might force 2K's hand. But you also have to remember that, like, you're talking about coming into a world now where people have, like, VC currency
Hmm.
already in,
Yeah.
time and effort invested in the ecosystem that's 2K.
Hmm.
And you got to be able to pry people away from that. And it's kind of the way I feel about Call of Duty and, like, Battlefield trying to pry people away from that. Like, people
I was
will
just
play
thinking about that.
Battle,
Yeah.
they'll jump in. But, like, if you do it and you charge $80 for it, which is apparently the new
Probably.
normal, right? Or
And
whatever.
and like we always say, in that space, there's so much competition since we had the last Battlefield. So
Cool.
what are you going to do different that all these other ones are doing now? Well, what's going to separate you? Yes, the destruction is your thing, but you're going to need something else to get the people in and hold them because there's so many great options in that space right now. So it's a
And
big hill to climb.
that's a that's an issue, dog. Like,
Yeah,
there's no, you know what I
yeah.
mean? So, like, I don't, this feels in some ways like a last ditch effort. Like,
Hmm.
it's just not gonna work. And I don't know if I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't have a lot of faith, but just those words, get your squad. Now I'm
Eh,
like, all right,
right. It has my antennas are peaked. Like, okay, let's see what you're cooking up.
I'm gonna check you out Thursday and see
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
yeah.
But I'll be honest, they probably not getting my money.
Probably not. there's,
Probably
there's
not
too
getting
much.
my money.
There's too much in the backlog and too much good stuff coming out.
They would have to do it. Whatever they have to do would have to immediately make me go extra life. I would
Hmm.
immediately
That
have to be
is
like, oh, this is you know what I mean. This is an extra life move. Have to do it. Like, I couldn't. Otherwise, I just don't know that, like, Battlefield matters enough. It kind of makes me like I have access to all these Battlefields or whatever. We got
right.
Game Pass, we got the EA.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to go back and just, you know what I'm saying, touch a battle. Like, I listen to people talk about this on a couple podcasts, and we're listening to people be like, the some of the most recent Battlefield, like the single player campaigns, have
Mhm.
been really good. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I wouldn't know. Because they don't care about those. They don't
No,
talk about them. All
yeah,
they
they
care
don't.
about
Yeah.
is multiplayer and getting the people in and holding on to them and whatever.
Hmm.
And I understand that. But, like, at some point, and I like DICE as a developer.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Hmm.
think they do pretty incredible stuff. I like what they do with the Snowdrop engine. I think it's a dope engine. But you can't, I mean,
Yeah. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
I don't know.
cause I came up on PC joints playing Battlefield. I didn't do Call of Duty. I did Battlefield all the
Sure,
time on PC.
sure.
So I want it to be good, and I would love like if you can do what you need to do to help pull me back into it. And like you said, like throwing out squadron and something like that, and getting my co-op brain thinking like, okay, squad on my people, that could probably do it. I can get excited for it. It's just it hasn't been that way in the past. So,
Nah, not for
and
a
then when the
long
game
time.
comes out, it's broken for like
Yeah.
a good 2 weeks, easy. Every drop of Battlefield comes out.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see Thursday. I don't have a
yeah.
lot of faith.
Give us a beta, open weekend beta or something like that to get in and at least try it out.
They just announced signups for the closed beta for 2XKO.
I know.
It's PC only. But they just
Unfortunately, I
announced
know. Well,
it. That thing, they've been on a run. I guess Evo this weekend, so
yeah.
Yeah.
my Evo and SDCC this weekend.
I can't wait for San Diego stuff to start coming out.
Yeah, wait too long.
I don't really feel like we're gonna get much. Like it's
My
not
biggest
nobody's
thing, like I
doing
know
major holiday things or whatever. So like,
they'll be
I
small.
don't,
My biggest thing is they gave um Gundam Wing its own breakout for because it's the 30th anniversary.
right? Yeah.
And so like for me, that's probably for me is the biggest thing that they could potentially give out there for it, especially if it is because there is already an announcement that there's a project in the works for the 30th anniversary, but they haven't been clear on it. And I'm sure we'll know what it
Is there
is.
already a 4K remaster or something like that? Do they already have one?
No, it's supposedly. I don't think it's a remaster. There is there's a continuation of the original Gundam Wing in manga form called Frozen Teardrop that
Mhm.
never was animated. So the
Huh.
hope is that maybe we're gonna actually see that Frozen Teardrop may get
Okay.
animated.
Okay.
Mm.
And if they do that, it's like Toonami days all over again.
That's
It's
Wing.
like
Everybody,
That
Wing
would
is
be a
so
Toonami days
problem.
popular.
all over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that Studio Ghibli has their first TV show that they've ever done coming in, and Miyazaki's son is actually like
Oh,
running it. Yeah. Um that'll be interesting. I wasn't a big fan of The Boy and the Heron, but
I still haven't seen that one yet. I need to though. There's a
that's
couple of those I
cool.
gotta watch. Okay.
It ain't no Princess Mononoke.
Okay. That's hard. That's top.
It's like, dog, like here's the thing, bro. People can hate this. I think Princess Mononoke is the best Miyazaki film. However,
I agree.
it was the first one I ever saw.
hmm
Okay. It put me on to the rest of Studio Ghibli. And what I loved about them was the animation style, and like you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it's the only one that has real action in it. Like
True.
has
A close
like
follow up. Well, I won't say super close, but would be Castle in the Sky. That's my second favorite because there's action and nothing like Princess Mononoke, but there is action in it.
yeah, but it ain't.
No, it's not Mononoke. No,
I mean, hey dog, when the very first arrow flies in Princess Mononoke,
Whew, you can hear that
um,
thing whistling.
it's
Yeah.
Lord, bruh, it's like, bruh, I don't care what else is happening. That first arrow flies, I have to watch the rest of this movie. Like, it's like, even for everything else they have in Studio Ghibli, like, I don't think there's anything else like the animation on the boar. That first,
Oh,
like, and just like the way
with
when
the
it, like,
parasites and everything, all clinging to it. Yeah.
bruh, it's like, come on, dog. Like, I think the music is better in that. Like, that movie is incredible. It's incredible. Like, just beginning to end. All right, let's wrap the show up. Jokes, what's going on in the world of wrestling?
Oof, always a lot of stuff going on in wrestling. But for the finished podcast, our latest episode is up. Mostly is us having a discussion, talking about this past week's events Saturday night's main event and AEW All In. So me and Marcus have a good old conversation about what happened and went down there. If you guys haven't, follow the Finisher Podcast Instagram. We are posting a lot of little shorts, little bit different than what we typically would do, but like a lot of who did the finisher better and some other things that are coming. So some interesting watches there. So Finisher Podcast on Instagram, take a look. You'll see, what's the word I want to look for? Clips from the show. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I don't know why that was
That's
such a
what
struggle.
you couldn't think of.
Hey, listen. The brain literally just shut down. It was a shutdown.
How you want to see a brain fart in live action like in real time, bro?
That was it right there. But clips from the show just to give you previews to get you come on over and watch. But check us out on there for it.
Excellent. Same what's happening with Anime Chat.
We have a great episode dropping 10 a.m. this Thursday. News is all over the place with some funny, sad, exciting type of stuff. The summer season is pretty much out rolling right now, and the summer season is on 10 right now, and you see it when we're talking about our top threes. We're struggling trying to figure what's the best episodes of the week, so that's a good problem to have. And I expect it's going to be that way for a minute with what's dropping. And we discuss sports animes and which sports we would like to see get the anime treatment. So,
all right. So look, bro, listen, because you brought that up.
Okay.
My daughter been trying to get me to watch this K-drama. Edie been trying to get me to watch this K-drama.
Okay.
About this boxer. She was like,
Young Bloods?
Yes.
It's on my list. I know what you're talking about.
She's like in my business about it. Like, Dad, just look, you got to watch these fights. I know you're going to be. So she's telling me, like, yo, you got to watch it. Wait till you see the fight, whatever. And I'm like,
do you know who I'm talking?
Why are you even watching it? And then she was like, because I'm watching it. And I'm like, this joint is very Hajime no Ippo. Like, it's like, but I'm looking at it just off the trailer.
She put on Ippo's name, like.
And I said to her, I was like, how did you even watch this? She was like, oh, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
She probably saw the same clip. Yeah,
she knows what I like. You know what I mean? So she was like, I'm telling you.
I know the exact scene she's talking about because I saw it. I was like, well, keep on this. Let me add this to my list. Okay.
Now I gotta do it. Now I gotta do it, dog. I gotta do it. So
if that doesn't do it, watch Ippo.
Well, I'm familiar. Don't listen. I'm familiar. Anyway, I'm not going to ask the rabbit hole. I'm not doing that with you right now. What are you trying to do? Again, I want to remind y'all that our discussion in the Lodi Snacks Movie Club for the movie Upgrade will go live on Monday evening. Please make sure you check that out. Cannot wait to see y'all comment.
Oh yes,
on that one. If you are a Patreon member, it is available for you to watch now. Has been for the last couple of days. Pardon me. So please make sure you check it out early if you get a chance to do that there. Next month is a pretty busy month. We have conventions almost every week. So we'll kind of keep you abreast of exactly what's going on there as things are happening. Continue to pay attention to our Instagram. We'll kind of post what's going on with that. Right now, you're probably only seeing posts for StellarCon, which that is not until like the end half of September. It's like September 27th in Lancaster, PA. But on that note, again, we've had a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a break from the convention scene. It's about to pick up. And then it's just full steam ahead through the end of the year. So again, we'll be really busy. We don't have any Marvel movies after this. So look for our spoiler boys to hit probably before the weekend is out on Fantastic Four. So you can find out how we feel about that. And then we look forward to discussing it.
I was wrong. It's not Youngbloods, it's Bloodhounds. That's what it is.
That's it.
Bloodhound.
That's what it is.
And we'll be discussing it Tuesday in some manner, like no spoilers, like we do on Spoiler Boys.
Right.
But obviously we gotta come back and talk about the direction
the future. Yes.
Yeah, we don't have no choice. All right, y'all. Look, Transformers are magic. Jokes, tell them what I need them to hear.
Remember, y'all, Just because it's a well thought out plan doesn't make it a good idea.
With that, we're out. Toodles and loos.